My name is Ugwumba Uche Nwosu. When you talk about the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and you talk about having them from different zones, for me, it is not Southeast presidency. It is the president of Nigeria from Southeast region of the country. You remember that we have 6 geopolitical zones. And within 6 geopolitical zones, we have the North and the South. And within this North and South, we have the minorities, which comprises our brothers in River State, our brothers from the Middle Belt. Then we have the major ethnic group, the Hausa Fulani, and we have the Yorubas, and we have the Igbos. And when you talk about the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we've had a president from the North, because the rotation is North and South. And then we've had from the South, President Olusegun Obasanjo. We have had from the South, which is Goodluck Jonathan, and Southwest is President Olusegun Obasanjo. And we've had from the North, which is President Muhammadu Buhari, Alhaji Shehu Shagari. And when you talk about the military presidents, the military head of state, we have had so many of them from the North. When you look at it generally, frankly speaking, and being honest, we Nigerians, being honest to ourselves, and to have equity, for me and to everybody who believe in the country called Nigeria, we know that it is the turn of the Southeast. It is the turn of the Southeast, not because we just want to give it to the South, but this is their right. Every other zone have gotten this presidency slots. So for me, I believe in the presidency to come from the Southeast. But in coming to Southeast, it is not a struggle that we can do alone. It's a struggle that we need the different geopolitical zones also to buy into this our idea of becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We need the West, the Yorubas. We need the South. We need the Middle Belt. We need the North Central, which is the Middle Belt now. We need the Northeast. We need the Northwest. These other 5 political zones coming together to support anybody from Southeast can make a president of Nigeria from Southeast extraction. So for me, I believe in it. I'm in support of it. But we need also to reach out to other geopolitical zones for us to actualize this our dream. Yes, depending on how we reach out. You know, there is a different thing than when you go to somebody, you say you want to get something from somebody, say, give me this thing immediately, give it to me, it's my right. And when you go say, you know, this is my right, and you know it is our turn, please, why don't you support us if you believe in Nigeria? It's a different thing than when you go and say, this is my turn, please give it to me. It's my turn, you must give it to me. This is politics and it's democracy. So I believe that the manner of approach upon which we reach to the other geopolitical zone will make it easier for us. If we approach them nice, they will give up and say, okay, let's give it to these people. If we approach them in a manner that we have to fight and abuse people, abuse other zones, it will be very difficult for us to get it. For me, it does not represent, but because of the condition upon which we have found ourselves in this country, with more than 250-something ethnic groups and different languages, we need it in this country. If you say if we decide to practice the real democracy, zoning is not a democracy. But because of the situation that we have found ourselves, that we want order of our brothers. Because if not zoning, it will be difficult for somebody from South to become a president. You know that very well. If not zoning, it might be difficult for somebody from Southwest to be a president, or Southeast to be a president. It would have been easier for people from the North because of the number of population and number of states they have to keep having president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for a long time. But for equity and to carry our brothers from different zones and different tribes along, this is the condition we find ourselves. And for me, we are not looking at liberal democracy or looking at what is wrong or what is right, but what we are doing in our own system in Nigeria is what will bring peace in the country. And the only thing that can bring peace is, look, we have this on the table, this cake on the table. You take my brother from the north west, you have taken. My brother from the northeast, you have taken. My brother from the north central, my brother from the west. And everybody will be happy. It's a simple thing. And this is what I believe in. There are many of them. If you mention some and leave some, it becomes a difficult matter. So I will not tell you it's so person. There are some people who have the ambition, but they are quiet. They are not mentioning it. So when you don't mention them, you look as if you have narrowed their mind on who will be the president from, or who will aspire, or who will be a candidate of any other party. For me, we have qualified Igbos that can run for president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the issue of who and who does not arise because we have so many of them. Of course, there are women included. You know that there are so many women from the Southeast that have done very, very well. Example of our sister who is the DJ of Trade Center, World Trade Center. Is she not a woman? How has she done well? So if she's interested, she can throw in the towel. It depends. It depends. Things are changing. The way would we have believed that some of the countries that have female president, that will have female president, we wouldn't have believed if you were told many years ago that some countries like Liberia will one day have a female president. You will say, no, it's not possible. Tanzania, you will say, no, it's not possible. So everything depends on God. We are just human beings. It's only God that knows tomorrow. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. It's only God that knows what of tomorrow and a woman becomes the president. Will you question God? So this thing depends on what God has for Nigeria. For me, there is nothing impossible for God to do. For me, it is three things. One, youth unemployment. Two, injustice. And three, which is corruption. Let me come to the first one. Whether you call it Boko Haram, whether you call it bandits, whether you call it IPOB, whether you call it Mossad, whether you call it from the west, the people agitating for Duduwa, whether you call it from the south, the Avengers or whatever you call them, those people agitating for their freedom, they are freedom fighters from the south. These are all young people. Somebody at the age of 70 or even 75 or even 69 cannot live inside the forest for as long as those youths are living there. So it's the issue of unemployment. Most of these youths are not employed. When you look at the statistics of unemployment in Nigeria, it keeps increasing. Not that the federal government, they are not doing enough. They have created a lot of avenues. Empower, cash transfer, so many of them. But the government, the system the government is operating is a system that sometimes it does not get to the grassroots, and sometimes there is no follow-up. They come with the cash to a local government, they distribute it, and that ends it. No follow-up. The man you get 50,000, have you gone back to ask, what have you done with the 50,000? And some of them think it's the money you get and then go and eat pepper soup. Some of them think it's the money you get and then you go and eat nkwobi and then drink one big stout and you say to hell with government. So there is no follow-up. There is no mentorship. So it's like a money you dash to them and there is no proper training. So it is unemployment. If these young people are fully employed, believe me, the issue of Boko Haram, banditry, agitation for secession, all these things will reduce. But because most often time we neglect the issue of unemployment and we think that since we have given birth to you and you have finished your school, you go and look for a job. Again, government cannot provide. all the jobs needed by these young people. We have to also create, the government also have to create an avenue where these young people can also either they create jobs for themselves or a good avenue for them to do something. A graduate, somebody who is a graduate now that studied accounting, or somebody who read medicine in the university, and you are out. You stay 2 years, 3 years, no job is coming. And you keep waiting for white-collar job. The bank is not employing. The federal medical centers are not employing. The little hospitals that we have, they don't have a space for you. What do you do? If you're a young man, from morning to night, you can't even buy toothpaste. You still depend on your parents to buy toothpaste for you. The next thing you do is that you see somebody will psych them, and before you know, they join bad group. Some of them go into Yahoo, and then before you know, they're into different kind of businesses that does not benefit the family and the country. But for me, I will still advise that even the young people themselves, we cannot, because government has not provided job, you cannot look for an alternative. Address A and address B. Your address A is because you read accounting and job is not coming. That's your address A, the accounting you read in the university. Your address B is when job is not coming. You just get yourself together, open a little barbing salon that will not cost you up to 30,000 or 100,000, and you start something. Or you get a small place and start selling packaged water, and you are starting something. Or you're a young lady, you want to be an accountant in the bank, it's not coming. You get a hairdressing salon, employ 2 or 3 people, and they teach you, and you start. So that's address B. So we should not, because government is not providing job, we'll fold our hands and say government is not giving us job. Let's sit at home and cause trouble. Or let's go and join kidnapping, or let's go and join this. You're not helping yourself. But government need to come up with the issue of unemployment. That's another one. The second one is injustice, as I've said. And when I talk about injustice, it's like what we are saying now about the issue of should the president go to the southeast or should he go to this place? I think if we are Nigerians and we believe solidly in this country, I don't see somebody from the southwest coming back to aspire to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If we are truthful to ourselves, I don't see somebody from the north coming to say, I want to be president. If we are truthful to ourselves, we should, at least by this time that we have problems all over this country now, to say, let the right thing be done. It does not matter who becomes president, but let the right thing be done. Let's take it to the southeast. That is how to do it. And that is the injustice I'm talking about. This section of people believe that they are not part of this country again because they've cried, they've shouted that this is our turn and it's not given to them, and people are not listening. To them, it's like, this is an injustice to us. But all these things can be corrected if the right thing is done. For us that believe in this country called Nigeria, for us to succeed, we must do the right thing, and we must carry every ethnic group along